Okay, welcome guys to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're going to be making a phone background with some silver balls on here. So what I'm going to do to begin with is I'm going to go ahead and select the camera. And what we're going to do, we're going to change the parameters for the camera regarding how tall it is and regarding the pixel length on the side as well. Primarily because we're going to be doing these phone backgrounds for specific phones. So what I'm going to ask you to do is find out which phone you have. If you know what phone you have, then this is going to be easy. But go to Google and ask Google what the size is for your phone screen. And what you want to find is the resolution, which is the pixels. So for my one personally, we're going to go with, I think we're 1440, so 1440. And then for the y-axis, I am 3088. And that should be roughly the size of my phone screen. So if I go to view and just go on to cameras, active camera, this should roughly be the size of my phone screen. Now, given that we're doing these effects, give or take, you should be able to get this onto your home screen. So as long as you've got the exact same amount of pixels, don't copy my one because your phone might be different. But yeah, just find out what your pixels are, put them into the X and Y just here, and then we should begin the tutorial. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come out of here. And I'm just going to go ahead and just delete this cube right here. And I'm going to go ahead and add in a plane. I'm just going to go ahead and shape this out. So if we press 1 on the number pad, we can go side view. If we press 7, it will go to heaven. 7 to heaven kind of thing. So I'm going to just go ahead and move myself out the way so that we can do this tutorial as well. Bup, bup, bup. Okay, so now I've been moved out of the way, what I'm going to do is go to view, and we will go align view, and then camera to view. So this little square right here is our camera, and this is what we're going to be able to see when we press for render. So, sorry, just putting my little notebook away. I'm just going to press G and just bring this back. Just ever so slightly, just drag this back right here. So what we want to do for this tutorial in particular is we want a load of silver balls essentially. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of the lighting at the moment. I'm just looking at my notes here. Right, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the lighting. So that's one less thing that we need to deal with. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add, and we'll go to UV sphere. And what you want to do, right click, shade smooth, and this is a super easy tutorial. So I'm just going to split the atom just for 1 second so you guys can see what's going on the side. So we're going to have this ball. You can have it halfway through, or you can put it at full length just like this. And what we're going to do in the side right here, so let's go to the materials tab and we'll click new. And we're going to make this metallic, take down the roughness, so that when we render this, we should have a shiny ball right here. At the moment, we're not on cycles, so we're going to go render, and we're going to go Eevee, and we're going to switch that up to cycles. So, whilst there's no light in the area at the moment, this will be a shiny ball. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and just add light so you guys can see what's going on, just for the moment. So let's go light and we'll go pinpoint. And I'll just pull this up a little bit. So with this particular object, if we go back to materials, the metallic is up. Should have on the render a kind of shiny look to it. If we go into this render right here, we can see that we have this. So we know that it's shiny, it's just the lighting hasn't been put in properly at the moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that light. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to arrange this in various places all the way around this canvas. that we have right here, and you can take these, you can select them both with shift, and then we're going to go shift D, and we will just bring these, whoops, we don't want to bring those up. Make sure that you're not tagging the back as well. So shift D, and we'll just go ahead and bring these down. You press 7 to heaven, you should just be able to just move these as and when needed, but obviously you won't see it from the camera's perspective. So if you want to see the camera's perspective, let's go viewpoint camera, and that's what we can see right there. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just select these and just move these across. Shift D. Again, make sure you're not tagging the back. Let's move these just across there. Shift D. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate some of these as well. So you've got different patterns. It doesn't matter if they come off the side as well. We can clean that up later. So you can take these ones, you can take this one, and this one, and you could actually press S, shrink them down a little bit. You can just have them sitting in between these ones. So the idea is that we're filling this canvas, and then eventually we'll just have little ones in between kind of thing. So let's take these three. Let's morph these up a little bit. Maybe put them there. Maybe we'll take these ones down as well. Just to this bit. Take this selection right here. And then we can rotate it, maybe 80 or whatever like that. This is your canvas, you can do whatever you want with it. Maybe we'll just bring this down to about here. The idea is just filling it, really. Just fill the entire canvas, just select random ones. Shift D. I'm tagging the back again. Let's go Shift D. And then we'll bring these across. It doesn't have to be organised. Just make sure that at the edges right here, you see that where this one is going into the other one, we'll just move this to the side. And then we'll take random ones and we're just going to shrink them down. So I'm going to go Shift D again. Let's get that background off there. I'm just going to go ahead and shrink these down into little ones. See where you've got this intersection right here? Just take this one. And you're just going to go ahead and move it to the side. And then maybe move this one to the side. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Just to fill that gap. And then you can press, you can press A to select everything. Press Shift. Double click things that you don't want. And then you can go Shift D. That's where it is. And then we can rotate this round. Kind of on an opposite side. Now obviously I've just created another camera there as well. So what I can do is go back. On this side plane right here where we've split the atom, so to speak, we can deselect the camera on this side. So, oops, let's go Shift. Just double click that right there. I'm just going to go back a moment. Yeah, there we go. So double click that right there. That should deselect that. Then we're going to go Shift D. That will duplicate these, rotate, and you should be able to just rotate these around as and when you need them. Let's move this one up. Then all we need to do from here is get these intersecting ones. So this one here, you can bring this up to this point right here. We've got another intersection right here, so we can move this to the side. Just bring this down. Just about there. I would say just about there, but I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Got another intersection right here. Let's go ahead and just bring this up. And then these ones, where we have them at the side right here, we could just put these halfway across if you wanted to do that. We could also put these upwards. Put this one here. Some little ones coming off of the side here. This might take you a while just to do this, but it's all good, you know what I mean? It's all part of the process. Yeah. You could probably bulk select them as well, just make sure you don't tag that background. You can bring these down and in. I have a feeling it's going to take a while. But yeah, pull that one in. This one comes down. Let's see. So you see that I'm just fitting everything into a space wherever it will go. Just kind of move this across. You can fill the whole space, or you could just leave it the way that it is. It's totally up to you. You could have many marbles, you could have just a few. But primarily for a background, it's totally up to you, whatever your style is. Just going to go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. Let's take these ones in as well. And what I can do with this as well is I can take all of these that I've just put in, I can flip it over, and we will see whether we can fill the rest of the spaces. Right, final little details. Let's see. I think we could get away with that one. Let's get these 4 right here. And rotate these in. Dip, dip, dip. I think that one's intersected a little bit, but that's okay. We can edit that one. Okay, so once we've got something like this, if we press render, you see it's a whole load of blobs. So we're going to need some lighting in here. The best lighting that I can do for something like this, if I just go ahead and squish this down, is to make strip lighting. Now, strip lighting is one of the best that you can do, in my opinion, because you just have so much more control over it. So with this in particular, you can use a cube or you can use a cylinder. I generally use cylinders, so I'm just going to bring this up and I'm just going to rotate it by 90. And then I'm just going to press S for scale and bring it across. And then I'm going to go ahead and place this on one side, smooth this out. And then I'm going to go ahead and Shift D, and we'll duplicate this over the opposite side. So we're going to go New. We'll go to Principal BSDF in the corner right here, Emission. And with this, oops, if it'll let me, you can change the colour on this. To whatever you need it to be. So if we go to the render tab right here, we can now see that we've got this nice little strip lighting coming up on one side of all these circular spheres. And if we take this one and we go principal BSDF and we go emission and we go for something like blue, we now have a blue side to this. So what we can do as well, we can turn up the strength. And then we can turn up the strength on this side as well. So you'll notice that these balls as well, they're pretty grey compared to what you would like it to be, kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the background. And we'll come here, which is the world properties, and we'll change this grey to a white. Now we have all of this. So we've got to look at the texture right here. So the materials tab, we can go over to here. We want to make this more silver. So just pull it down a little bit. You've got 100% metallic on this side. And you also have roughness as well, so you can increase the roughness if you want to. You can decrease the roughness. You can also mess with the alpha as well. What I'm going to do as well is let's go ahead and add. And we'll go with plane. Just going to press G, bring this up. I'm just going to scale it across. Come on. It's not letting me. Oh, there we go. Right, okay. So we go ahead and scale this across. And I'm going to have small little lights on this. So we're going to go principal BSDF and we'll go emission. And you can turn this up if you'd like. And I'm going to go ahead and just go Shift D. I'm going to press 1. Maybe we can do 10. So Shift D, go across, press 1, 0. And then Shift D, go across and press 1, 0. And for all of this, we can just select everything right here. We can go Shift D, and we can just go, let's go 40 across. If you select everything again, we can go Shift D, go across, and go 80. So now once we've got this 80 going on, we can go ahead and select all of this again. And we can take this, we can go Shift D. Oops. Take this again, go Shift D. Go across the same axis, but this time we're going to go -160. So we've got this nice little thing going on across. Now if you want to take all of these and elongate them, you can do. Sorry, 1 second. Let's just grab all of those. Okay, scale and elongation. It gives it this nice little lines kind of going across it. So now, if we work with the texture on the silver, what we can do is we can change this background right here, the plane that we have underneath, to a darker tone. Pull up the roughness. Just bring that down ever so slightly. And then we can take these balls right here. And we can just change the IOR on them. And we can also pull the metallic and pull the roughness as well. Just going to go ahead and make sure this background a little bit darker, a little bit grayer. I think because of the render at the moment, it's not quite showing it the way that I would like to show it. But what we can do is, now that we have all of this, we just go onto the side render right here. So I'm just going to elongate this. Let's go S for scale. Bring this out. So we roughly have the size that we need for the phone screen. And I'm going to go at an angle. And we'll go view, align view, align camera to view. And roughly you've got enough here to fill a screen. If not, you can place more at the back here and more at the front here. Depends on what you'd like. So what I'm going to do is we'll go depth perception. Let's go to the camera settings right here. You want to go depth of field. And you see this little dropper right here, just on the side where it says 10 meters focus distance. We're going to go ahead and focus on one of these balls. Now, it depends on where you have the time on your phone. What I would recommend is, if you've got the time at the top, select a ball at the bottom. If you have the time at the bottom, select a ball at the top. So we've got this nice little depth of field going on. So I'm just going to go ahead and select this one right here in the middle. Usually I put my time at the top. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the f-stop to practically 0. And we can also mess around with the ratio as well if you wanted to. So when we go into render, what we should get is all these balls at the back will be blurred, and all these balls at the front will be blurred, and this one will be in focus. Now, I think there's too much light within this scene, so I'm going to go ahead and select this at the top. And I'm just going to reduce the light ever so slightly from that, so there's no glare. So you'll notice that there's a lot of blur within this photo as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera, and I'm gonna introduce more of an f-stop. So just put your f-stop up a little bit. So it blurs the background, but it's nice and focused at the front. And mess around with your ratio as well. And maybe just slight rotation and add a couple of blades just to that. So, I'm just going to amend this background again. Let's go with, I'm just going to turn the IOR down just ever so slightly so there's not so much glare. And when you render this out, it should be a lot sharper as well. So if you want to do kind of a render thing, believe if we do denoise, it will go like that, but the texture will come back in through the render as well. So just be aware of that. If you want to texture these as well, we can go through shading. So say we do the shading on this one. We're doing the shading on them all anyway because it's the same material. Unless you want to change the material. If we go to add and we do noise texture right there, we can do colour to base colour. And they go this kind of weird, kind of patterned coloured. Kind of texturalized. So we're going to go with colour ramp. Which is there. And you can actually bring some texture within this. So if we render this, you can see there's little bumps and little scratches and stuff. Now you can add as much of this as you would like. Take it away, put it in, whatever you need. I'm going to go ahead and just put the roughness down just to see what happens. So now we've got these nice little marble kind of textures going on. You can also distort this as well. See, look how much detail there is on this now. So what you can also do, if you want those bumps and knocks to look a little bit better, we can put a bump texture in. So you can go colour to height. And this will give the balls this kind of little bit of dent, kind of texture stuff. So it almost looks like, I don't know, they've been thrown around at some point and they've been damaged. You can also, if you wanted to put scratches on these, Let's go to Veroni texture. Where was it? There we go. Right, okay. Veroni texture, colour to roughness. And you get this kind of texture going on. Now, once you've got this, it's almost like football. You go ahead and scale this up, down, wherever you need it to be. Let's scale this up a little bit. Just see what happens. I personally think scaling it down is a lot better. Let's go to this one. So it's more or less just experimenting at this point, just to see what you can do with this. So you can turn down the roughness as well. You can turn up the roughness. It's just taking a while to render in. But this will give you little lines and stuff across your work. So if we go to view, let's go to cameras, active camera. You can now see that we've got a little bit more texture on there as soon as it renders. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull that. I'm going to go ahead and actually get rid of the Veroni. I don't quite like it on mine actually. Let's go to the camera. And I'm just going to go ahead and amend that f-stop. Just going to pull it down just ever so slightly. Maybe just pull the f-stop just 1 point up. There we go. So yeah, that's the phone background kind of experimenting today. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah, hope you enjoy. See you later.